great lifestyle he has. I'm going to put him on right now. Kevin, thanks for hanging out with us during our session today. I'm going to make you the presenter. I've been looking forward to speaking to you for quite some time. Welcome to F.A.C.E. Just waiting to hear your voice and see your screen. There it is.
Yep, are you hearing me okay?
Got you, Kevin. Very nice to meet you. I mean, we've known each other over Twitter for a while, but nice to finally be able to say, hi, Kevin, how are you today?
It really is good. I've been following you for some time, admire all what you do, and just listening to you guys talk there, I feel kind of lazy. You know, it's almost like I'm sitting back in the grass with a piece of straw between my teeth and taking it easy the way I trade compared with what you guys are doing. It's
well, you know,
very, very different.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I certainly won't. I'm going to stick with it.
You know, I really love your handle, and I believe it describes your lifestyle, UK to Asia. So you split your time between, am I guessing correctly, Thailand and the UK?
That's right. Yeah, my partner, she's from Thailand. Initially, the Asia thing came from time I spent in India. But yeah, my partner's from Thailand, and we split our time between London and just on the outskirts of London and northeastern Thailand up in Udon Thani. We've just come back as it goes.
Wow. So you're lit. You know, a lot of people dream of having a life like that. So you can go with the climate. You could be in the UK when it's nice and get out of there and go to Asia when it isn't.
Almost. There's still some commitment. There's still some commitments here in the UK, which is why I'm back here in this horrible grey, cold weather at the moment.
Okay, so Kevin, I'd like to take you back to your beginnings, your entree into the industry, into trading. How did it happen for you? And did you have any influential people that guided you along the way when you first started? How long ago was it?
Well, I stumbled into it really. I owned many different kinds of businesses, been running and starting and running many different kinds of businesses. Ended up with an IT company that I was looking to sell that would have set me up for life, but through a rogue business partner, I lost everything. Found myself spending a bit of time in India, and it was on a flight on the way back from India to the UK that I met up with a guy who was a Forex trader. That was what initially sparked the interest. That was in 2012, March 2012. December 2014, I was in a completely different environment, different circumstances, and we were in Thailand. I was with my partner in Thailand, and sitting by the pool, and something popped up on my phone, and it was one of these ads for brokers.
Oh, I married her already.
Yeah. So it was that sort of like, I'm sitting there and I had lots of time on my hands, so I thought, let's have a look at it. And I went onto a demo account, started playing with it. And then I started looking into different aspects, different strategies, different traders to follow, wasted a lot of money and time, not realizing that the strategy wasn't really quite so important, but it was more a case of looking at myself.
Okay. Yeah, so it was getting your psychology straight.
It really was. I didn't understand that. I thought I was going to follow someone's trading and just make it overnight and just copy exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, there are a lot of lazy people out there, but there's nothing like drawdowns and taking losses. In fact, I think that's really was behind the explosion of self-directed trading, Kevin. That after 2000 and 2008, everyone who had a salesman for a broker with their 401k or their pension plan or even their individual accounts, said, you know what, if I'm going to lose money, I'm going to do it myself, because those models failed people twice. So they said, I'm going to learn how to do this and not depend on anybody. So that's a great intro to what you did. How many years would you say, so you started in 13, so you're in your 5th year of trading before you started to become consistent and, wake up every morning? I know it's never comfortable to trade, but just having had the experience, which you can't learn, it only happens over time, to where you get up every day and, you see things and you can act on them. Would you say that you're there now?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm quite comfortable with I mean, this week's been a losing week for me. It's not been that good. The markets have been, the way that I trade, it's not been that good. I've lost, trying to think. Well, I'm probably down this week. I'm up for January, but I'm down. But it really doesn't bother me anymore. You know, I just know that you've got to expect these losses, and I'm absolutely fine with it, perfectly comfortable with it now.
Would you describe your trading as, I know you're with Kim, correct? Don't you run her Asia room?
I run the London trade plan for her, Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Okay, Kim's a pro. I've noticed that you guys mainly scalp intraday. Is that what you do?
Scalping, I'm not sure. It depends how you define scalping, but we're day traders, and we're in and out of the market, and we're flat at the end of each session, so we don't hold anything overnight or over the weekends. So that's quite nice, not having any discomfort of an evening or of a weekend. You can actually relax and forget about the markets completely.
Okay, so I see you have a 15-minute chart up here. Is that the main chart that you day trade off of, your 15-minute, or do you?
That's the 15 minutes.
You drill
purely
down
the 15 minutes. Yeah, that's it. That's all we trade is 15 minutes. And
okay, so you take the trade and manage the trade off a 15-minute chart. This is your time frame.
Yeah,
your only
absolutely.
time.
Yeah, I mean, coming into the markets, I don't even think about this before I start. It's you know, walking into it half an hour, usually half an hour before the New York Open or the London Open, depending on which session I'm going to be trading, and what the price action has done overnight, and combination from that. So we can see here the EU. This is what we'd call a clear directional move to the upside. I'd be looking for a pullback to get into a trade here. So, but with this, you can see I'm on a trade at the moment with this. I took this on the news a little while ago. The US dollar building permits news, it came out at 13:30 London time.
So I see you trade really completely naked. I don't see, it looks like you have some pivot points up there, some dotted lines, or, that's just your target price. So really, you're just, okay, so you're really just trading what you see without any indicators, without any fib levels. How do you determine entries, targets, and what your risk is on the trade? Does that blue box, that light blue box down there, have anything to do with how you're structuring the trade you're in now?
Okay, let's take it as if we're trading the New York session. The way we'll do it, this grey box here is showing the Asian session, and we use that as a guide. It's just sort of like a starting point for us. So what we do, we look at what's happened throughout the Asian session and throughout the London session. Okay, so we can see here that price came out of that Asian session and it's been moving up. We'll see that as a clear directional move to the upside. Now, to take a trade on this, we'll look for what we call a yellow line pullback. So if I wasn't in this trade now, I'd be marking a yellow line on this previously closed candle, and I'd just be waiting for the price to pull back to that candle, to that level before I'll take a long. I'll be looking for further upside movement on this. Our take profit levels are set at 0, 0, 2, 0, 5, 0, and 8, 0. As simple as that. It really is the simplest, easiest system that I've ever found. I've tried many, many different ways of trading, but this is so simple. There's no prior analysis needed. We can walk up to the charts, look at what price is doing at the moment that we approach it, and that's how we determine how we're going to get into a trade. The other way, if it's not in a clear directional move like this is, we can see here that, say the AJ, the Australian dollar Japanese yen, price overnight throughout the Asian session ranged. It didn't break out either to the high or to the low. And we can see now coming into the New York session, it's still doing the same. It still hasn't broken out of that range. So I wouldn't touch this until it actually broke. I'd take it as if price broke out.
So your targets, I'm thinking about what you said prior. Your targets are just monetary pip targets, not based upon, moving average or fib extension. They're just monetary goals of how many pips you're seeking.
Pip levels, that's right. Yeah, we're looking at levels to reach. And what we do, I mean, once price starts moving up, as it is, 1 second, let me just change over. as prices moved up here on the EU, once this reaches 25 pips above where I got in, I'll move my stop to break even. So I'll move it up plus 2 pips, plus 3 pips to cover the commission or anything else. So if the price comes ratcheting back down, I'm not going to lose anything. I'll break even on that. But leaving it open like that and just following it up with the price stop, it gives me a chance to let that trade breathe and move and get a nice win, get a nice win on it, 2 to 1.
You take partial profits at different pip levels, or how do you determine? Go ahead.
No, absolutely not. Just get in, let the trade run, and take it out at one of the levels. Or if it comes back to my price stop, it will take that price for me wherever my price stop is. So I don't scale in or scale out at all.
Okay. Okay. So let's go back to where you were on trying to describe what you're seeing. I think, was it AJ?
AJ, yeah. So with this isn't a clear directional move. It's in a range. So we'll be looking for a range break. We'll take a trade as it breaks out the high of the range or the low of the range. And the same once we're in that trade. There's lots of other nuances, lots of other aspects to take into consideration when we're taking these trades. Obviously, I'm not going to go into complete detail because it's what people pay for with Kim's mentoring. But it really is such a simple system to be able to get on board this. And if
would you say that Kim has been the most influential? I mean, you're using her stuff, the most influential mentor that you've had in your trading career? Absolutely, without a doubt. It's strange because starting off, I was pretty green and I was looking at these different mentors, and I did spend a lot of money and I lost a lot of money. But I stumbled across Kim. She did a podcast, an interview with someone. Listening to her, you've spoken to her before. I don't know how well you know Kim, but and I know her very well now. She really is a decent person, very, very high integrity. And that came across in the interview. So I signed up with her, started following the system. I like her. She's a really decent person. She really is. Yeah, she's a pro, I can tell. I've talked to enough people, Kevin, that when I talk to people, I know what I know and can tell if they know. And I've interviewed Kim before. That's right. Twice I think you've interviewed her, yeah. And she's a really decent person, honest person, and very, very fair as well. And so, I started following her, followed the system. The system itself is very easy. Within a month, you can learn you can learn everything about the way she trades, inside and out. And then it's all down to you, of course, with the psychological aspect of it. Does she help you? Did she help you with your psychology? You said that was part of your problem going in. What was the most important thing you learned from her? She really did. I mean, the biggest turning point for me was discovering the Trading in the Zone book by Mark Douglas. That was a fantastic book. Yes. But she does these weekly webinars every Wednesday, and once a month she'll do one on psychology. And she really is, she's not a psychologist, not a trained psychologist, but she understands this game, and she's been through the ups and downs like everyone else. And the way that she puts it across, the lessons that she teaches regarding psychology, her website, she's got lots of these. Every webinar she does, she puts a video on her website, so you can go back and go over the psychological aspects and the psychological teachings again. They made a massive difference to me. I noticed that you also have your own website. I do, yeah, that's right, yeah. So this would be a good time if you wanted to show it. And I went there, and your first student was your quote unquote partner. That's right. You could teach. Let me tell you a little bit about that. I learned Kim's system. My partner, I come from southeast London. I grew up on my wits from a real tough, hard knocks area. Yeah. And, you had to live by your wits. My partner, she grew up in Thailand from a Buddhist background, very calm, very methodical, very accepting. And I thought it'd be interesting to see the difference, how the journey I'd taken to get through and the journey that would take her through it. And she was interested in learning how to trade. She learned it in no time at all, simply because the method that we trade is very, very simple. But more than that, she already had pretty much the mindset in place because of her Buddhist background. So it made a big difference. Website, I'll just bring that up quickly for you. Look at it. Is that where you live in Thailand? Is that the ocean right there? Beautiful.
Screensaver, 1 second. Yeah, 1 second.
Fear does not prevent
No,
death.
we're very close to the Mekong River.
What a great
We're
quote
about
that
20
was. That was a great quote. Fear does not prevent death. It prevents life. It's like, you know, feel the fear and do it anyway. Wow, is that beautiful?
Absolutely. Yeah. So.
Nice.
So here's the web basic stuff, teaching people the basics about setting up the.
Okay. Wow, Kevin.
MT4 platform.
I'm gonna have to visit you in Thailand. It's my dream. I've never been there. It's very attractive. Beautiful. I'm kind of like Walter Mitty. I'm like Walter Mitty. I want to go everywhere, and I sit here in San Diego. Anyway, what a pleasure having you, Kevin. Really nice to meet you. And if you could give one piece of advice to anyone hearing our voice or that will watch the video later on, what would it be? Are you with me?
And if you've only got a little, so, you know, whatever you can give to help other strong believers, even if you've only got a little.
All right, you were breaking up on that. You want to repeat it one more time without your website changing pages? Maybe that's interfering. What's the most important advice you could give to not just new traders, but any trader?
Well, not really trading, just in life in general, is give, even if you've only got a little. And that means whether it be speaking to someone to help them with their trading, you know, just helping people out in general, monetary, even if it's a small donation, help people out, and that will come back to you tenfold. It really will. I'm a strong believer in that. So give, even if you've only got a little. What
good is anything until you share it with another? Everybody, exactly. Thank Kevin Hunt for being with us. Kevin, the best way to follow you is Twitter or your website. Does your website have the same title as your Twitter handle? Yeah.
The website is uk2asia.com, and my Twitter handle is @UK2Asia.
Thank you so much, my trading warrior brother. Say hello to Kim for me, and good hunting in 2018. I hope pips rain down on you and your partner. And
thanks, Dale. It's been a pleasure speaking with you.
And every really student that you touch.
Thanks very much. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, Dale.
All right, Kevin.
Take care.
You're, like it or not, you're my trading warrior brother now.
Appreciate that.
Can't get out of that. Can't get out of that club once you're in it. It's like the mafia.
And get over to Thailand as soon as you can. I'll show you around.
Okay, buddy. Thank you so much, Kevin. Thank you, F.A.C.E. Thank you, investing.com, for your attention today. Remember, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. Be back tomorrow for TGIF Friday. And above all, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. I count working with the team here at ForexAnalytix and collaborating with each and every one of you here and in the private chat room that you have to become a member to hang out with us after F.A.C.E. closes as a blessing in my life. Adios.